you can use different spaces for different things. So, for instance, many of our kindergarten teachers are lucky enough to have a large motor space. Others have to clear the floor to do it. And what they'll do is to take masking tape or painter's tape and make huge shapes down on the thing, and kids do a lot of things with those shapes. One activity they might do is the teacher will play some music, like musical chairs, and the kids all are walking around and running around in this large space and all, and then she'll blow a whistle and say, rectangle, and all the kids have to run and find a rectangle and get in it. And then they have to explain to her why what they're in is a rectangle. They have to talk about the number of sides and that they're all square corners made just like an L. Of your fingers. Another way that they sometimes use these shapes is to walk around the shape. So kids tiptoe like a tightrope walk around the shape and talk about how they have to go straight a little ways and then turn and then straight again and then turn, and they do that 4 times and the like. When they're using your bodies like that, you're making kids smarter. Kids are smart when they use their whole bodies. The other thing that's important about that is that many different learners learn different ways. So when mathematics isn't about, oh gosh, we got to do math, so everybody sit down and fill out this paper or something, but is about walking. And for some kids, that's going to be the best way for them to learn about shapes. For other kids, it's going to be tabletop shapes and manipulating them and talking about them and feeling them and putting their fingers around it. For other kids, it's going to be finding shapes all around them in the room here and identifying why that window is a rectangle and the like. So providing these different things shows kids the interconnections of these and provides for a lot of variety where kids with different ways of approaching mathematics all have a root in. And that brings up another point that geometry is a way in for many kids. So when I'm mentioning all these geometric examples and shape examples, remember that that's a very important branch of mathematics. When mathematics becomes only number, you find that sometimes you find the same group of kids who are good at that and a group of kids who are not so good at their numbers. But lots of times, those kids are at the top of the pyramid in terms of building a pyramid or any other geometric shape, making playing spatial kind of games. So they can see that they have strengths in mathematics too.
Yeah, we can push backwards now. There we go.
All right, a circle or a square today? A circle or a square? Thank you.
Square!
I'm wondering, Ashwin, if you could do our count for us today.
On the floor?
Yeah. Well, you could probably walk.
That's okay.
All right.
Start counting.
Where are you going to start? It's kind of an activity that we can take in a few different ways. So some children are just learning to rote count. Some children are using one-to-one correspondence. Over time, I can see who's learning and who's got the one-to-one. Other strategies, those children who are beyond that can tell me exactly how many children are away. So it's just an activity where I can get them at their own level. The counting, as they go and get their bikes, we've started to do the 5 in at a time. How many are still inside? They know when we get to 0 that 5 more friends can go inside. Again, it's just another way to manage how many kids are there and another way to use counting and math in a real life context.
I have structured my program so that routines are very natural, and the entry process needs to be very open-ended because they're happy to see each other. They want to engage in some conversation about what's happened in their life the last few days since they last met. So having an open-ended opportunity for them to play is really important. They come in, they go to the library if they need to, they have a little spot for their important bags for communication to home, and then they choose a math manipulative. The skills that I see unfolding during that time are skills that I've taught at other times in the program. And it's really neat to see it happening and spontaneously during their play. They'll often take the multi-link cubes and make airplanes, but the airplanes have features in them that are patterns or multiple step patterns, or they've sorted the multi-link cubes in order to do that. They might take the attribute blocks and build flowers and sceneries on the carpet with them. So they're utilizing them in a very open-ended way.
We try to do different ways of signing in. It's not the same sign in every day or the same types of materials. I'll give you an example of a sign in we used this morning. We've been doing a lot with seeds and planting and that. So the children are becoming quite familiar with different types of seeds. So their sign in today was how many corn seeds. So they had to count how many corn seeds are in there. And then they use the clips here to put their name, and then we also incorporate adding in that. So this is the students who are coming in and who are doing this independently. Let's see. Wow, I love it. Who made you these?
Kaden and
Kaden. Oh, Kaden, did you make this beautiful birthday card?
this one's Eva's.
Job. That's Eva's? Excellent, boys. You can head down to the gym when you're ready.
Baking is all about measurement. The kids love to go to the baking center and measure all the ingredients and, you know, feel the ingredients as they're scooping them. And they know the difference between the teaspoons, the tablespoons. They know the difference between a cup and a tablespoon. And they'll tell you if you're using too much because they know that it should be rounded. And so they've learned all these concepts through the year. And they really enjoy going to the baking center and doing lots of measurement there.